In&Out with Professor Yalman from RadioTEDU, Ankara Studios at TED University. We're on air again and we have Kürşat with us. By the way, people ask me this intro music that is playing. Yeah, that's one of my albums. You can find them at Spotify. And it's called Gloomy Morning. And do we have a gloomy morning in Ankara today? Yes, it's a bit of gloom around, the mist around. RadioTEDU, Ankara Studios, we have at our program In&Out with Professor Yalman, Kürşat. And I think we're going to be talking about the furniture industry. Kürşat, welcome.
Hello, hocam.
So, what do you do, Kürşat? You're what major are you? And let's get to know you a bit.
Mm-hmm. Our field is furniture field, and we are working on some digital marketing companies on furniture sector, furniture market globally.
But you are studying what here in TED University?
I'm studying at computer engineering.
Okay.
And we integrated some software application with marketing approaching, and we use this approaching to release brand faces to globally to their customer.
Okay.
For example, they want to find another market of their sector, and we find these markets and customers.
Okay. So is this furniture business that you're in? Is it a family business?
Actually, my family business is furnishing sofa.
Okay.
But I'm working on some big furniture company, and this is not my family business. My family business is separate.
Okay. Why did you choose this sector? Why furniture? What's so sexy about it?
Actually, I would like to be an interior architect.
Okay.
But I chose the computer engineering because of some things. And I love this sector, and I love software. That's why I should integrate these experiences to the sector, and I did the success.
All right. So you're successful.
Yeah.
All right.
Over the last four years, I sell many furniture and many containers to around 80 countries.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right.
And I have more than 800 customers now.
So you do custom designs for these customers, or are you selling something which exists?
Our field is luxury.
Okay.
And traditional craftsmanship, and so we are producing sofas and furnitures with craftsmanship, not manufacturing. That's why our products are limited.
So you're like what your value proposal is. You are saying whatever is delivered, it's original, authentic craftsmanship. It's not a serial production, and it's in the parameters and segment of luxury, and you are proposing this to the customer. So is the customer buying which is something which has been already built, or are you custom designing something for the customer?
Actually, we have a lot of model. It's ready to be production. But on the other hand, maybe some customer wants to us some custom design, and we can do it. But our main field is designing and producing some limited luxury furnitures.
Okay, why do you think this industry is an important industry, and why do you think it's important for people to have this this underlining reality of furnishing their homes and even like just not furnishing once but furnishing a couple of times in their lifespan? Why is it so important?
Because every sector are redesigning nowadays.
Okay.
Especially from the pandemic.
Okay.
But the furniture is important. I think furniture is important to people to furnish their houses, to furnish their soul.
So is this something emotional
Yes,
rather than
emotional,
functional?
because the people choose the organic materials. For example, wooden. For example, leather, etc., etc. But some artificial materials is not luxury and not emotional. That's why our product is valuable.
Yeah, but I understand that. But why would I want to put in an emotional value on furniture? Because furniture is something so functional.
Yes, but because you experience some things with your family on these furnitures. For example, you think IKEA. IKEA products are not assembled, and you have to assemble it, and you cannot assemble alone.
Okay.
You need to assemble with someone.
All right.
With your girl, with your boy, with your girlfriend, with your
Okay.
family, etc., etc. And the researchers says that the assembling furniture together is the unmissing things in people's life.
Okay. So it creates a bond.
Yes.
But for example, it's a good subject that you bring IKEA up, because IKEA is like a supermarket. I go and then I pick stuff and I put them in my house. And usually if something happens to the furniture, it doesn't hurt me because I can replace it easily. And like in 5 years or 3 years or 10 years, whatever, I can totally remodel my house according to the new trends, etc. Whereas if I buy valuable furniture and authentic furniture, it becomes a headache. I remember from my childhood, for example, my dad used to be a diplomat and we had a lot of guests and everything. So our furniture at home was like as if we were in a museum. You know, there was this Lewis's type of classical furniture, which was very uncomfortable. We had also at our dining room English designed English designed a dinner table and library, etc. So it was like, and also from China we had this furniture where we had marble figures on them, and it was very difficult to transport them because if the marble figure fell, then the value of the value of the furniture diminished. So when I look at, designing something in some house or furnishing some house from IKEA versus what my parents did, because they thought it would be more appropriate to receive guests at that level, whatever, it's more liberating, the IKEA idea, because you don't know what to do with this classical or expensive furniture later on. So why would I go through the burden of ownership of buying expensive stuff for my home?
Yes, this is the most popular thing nowadays. This is the minimalism, actually, Japanese minimalism and Scandinavian style. Nowadays, some people, especially young people, choosing choosing some minimal furniture. For example, some people don't want a lot of furniture on their houses. Just they want to functional, and they want to minimal design. And also, I created some brands for this idea. It's fresh brand, and next year I will produce some minimal, affordable products to the market.
I have this question. For example, when you talk about branding and furniture, you mentioned IKEA. Then I mentioned country names like Japanese furniture, like Chinese furniture. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go and order stuff. For example, glasses and crystal glasses, crystal lightnings from Czech Republic at that time, or Slovakia at that time, which was very, very prominent. And there was there were these brands of dishes called Noritake, which was a special kind of porcelain. There are a lot of brands out there, but then I can see also the Americans coming in, like with Crate and Barrel, which they were present in Turkey, but they're not present now. But Crate and Barrel exists in America, so being branded in this industry, is it because they are setting a trend and style, or is it because they're underlining or developing a habit approach to furnishing?
I think it's branding, and I think both of them. Maybe.
But why would you brand furniture?
Well, why would I create a brand furniture?
Yeah. Why would you create branded furniture?
Because
when you wear a brand, you can show off. But with your furniture, most of the time you're like alone sitting on them yourself. So why is it important to brand furniture?
Actually, we have another 3 brands, but the main e-commerce brand is furniture, because the Turkey has a big potential on furniture market. The Chinese people produce so quickly, and they steal some design from Italians.
Yeah.
And they produce again and again and importing to USA. But the USA don't want to Chinese furniture, and they are forwarding to Europe than Turkey. That's why we have a big potential, and we release the products on the US market and Europe market, and our selling level is very high according to the other sectors. For example, I sell Garmin smartwatches, and I sell some goggles. I sell some Siki products.
Okay.
But this is the biggest selling.
So how? Let me ask you another perspective about the sector. I'm not going to go into the business details of how big the sector is, or whatever. But I want to understand the modifications and the in and outs of the sector. So, is it more valuable to create furniture from the designing aspect of an industrial designer, or through a 3D printer like computer mind?
I think it's not both of them. It's a traditional design with hands, with paper, and with crafts.
Yeah, but the industrial designer is also using their hands and paper, whatever. They're first. Let me rephrase my question again. Is it more important for an industrial designer to design it on paper, or is it more important nowadays that you punch in what your requirements are in terms of lifestyle, whatever, and the computer or the artificial intelligence designs it for you? Which one is more important?
Industrial designers.
Why?
Because artificial intelligence is not enough to creating something, especially on furniture sector. We have tried many times. We are working on some prompts to push the unique design or redesign the products, but it's unsuccessful now. Maybe next time, but now the industrial designers and interior architects is important.
Okay, why is it that some origins in terms of country is more prominent when it comes to furniture branding, like Italian furniture or French, whatever, you can create Italian furniture in Turkey as well, but Italian furniture being bought in Italy, etc., especially branded, for example, Giorgio Armani or Bulgari, whatever, all of a sudden that furniture becomes more valuable in terms of the price strategy, etc. But if you were to produce the same thing here in Turkey and say Mehmet furniture, it's not as valuable.
Yes.
So why? Why is this happening?
Because the world know Italians. The Italians has a beautiful perception about designing. For example, they built a sofa, a whole one piece. If you want to produce same sofa in Turkey, maybe you take 3 or 4 pieces on sofa. This is the production quality.
So it's the production quality and it's the heritage that...
And heritage.
Yes, because they've been doing this for such a long time.
Yes. And material.
And materials.
Yes.
But we also have designers here. We also have material here. But why can't we come up with our own brands as powerful as they are?
Yes.
For example, why doesn't Turkey have an IKEA? Why don't we have a reputation of, for example, Turkish style or Ottoman style, whatever? We don't have that. I mean, other people are doing that so fine. Like, for example, we have this Chinese furniture concept. We have this Japanese whatever concept. But we don't have this Turkish whatever concept. Why?
Yes, I know, and I'm trying to release like IKEA, like a Boo concept, like Natuzzi, Roche Boys. I'm trying to create some biggest furniture brand from Turkey. Our main target is this. I know this problem and why, like these brands, why it's not born in Turkey. Because of education.
Okay.
Because of traditional mindsets.
Okay.
On the furniture bosses. And hardworking conditions.
Okay. Do we treat, for example, like in the bathroom, all right, where you wash your hands, where you sit, where you bathe, whatever, are those also part of the furniture industry or are those different?
Yes,
partially. Okay. So it's interesting your approach, like, choosing the furniture concept, making an emotional attachment, differentiation of furniture in our lives, even though we change them a couple of times in our lifespan, indicating that it's important to have the craftsmanship, which will give more value to the furniture. And what you're trying to do in terms of establishing a brand from this country to compete with IKEAs or Italian or Japanese, whatever mindsets, and how it is important in our lives, actually, the memories that we sort of co-create within our living spaces, and how important that is for our own psychology in life. Kürşat, thank you very much. I never thought I would speak about furniture that long. I know people from IKEA. I know people from Crate and Barrel from my past experiences and dealings in terms of business. But and I know how important the branding aspect of is, but I never thought about the cultural aspect and the emotional aspect of actually furniture being so important in our lives, even though I can see it from my life, because whenever I sort of see something at home which existed when I was 5 or 6 years old, it brings back our memories, like any other photograph or any other scent we smelled or taste we tasted. So thank you very much for that. In and Out with Professor Yalman. We were with Kürşat and we spoke about the furniture aspect, how important that is in our lives, and how important that industry can shape up and be labeled also from the perspective of a country and brand. In and Out with Professor Yalman from RadioTEDU studios at TED University Ankara. We'll be back next week with a different guest and different topic, and stay in tuned.